This road is quite dark. It is not as shown in the media and the social media that every other day some startup is raising money, raising investment, and Flipkart become the $16 billion company. But it takes a lot of determination and gut to build such a big company and reach there where these companies are now. This is my story about how I failed 3 startups before went on to building a successful one. Hi, I'm Dheeraj Mehndiratta, founder and CEO of Merge Intern. So it's a platform for student internships through a skill-based assessment. Before making this successful startup, I have 3 failures previously. So it all started back in 2015 when I joined corporate Genpact as a financial analyst. Working there for just 8 months, I realized that I'm not made for job. I needed to do something on my own. But coming from the finance and commerce background, I wanted to make a tech startup and I didn't have any knowledge about that. So I left my job, came back to Ludhiana, studied a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of stories, went on to a lot of conferences, met a lot of people. That's when I realized what I want to do in my first startup. So back in 2015, we built a platform for schools, which was basically an ERP for schools, a free educational content for students. We went on to giving our platform to at least 200 students in Punjab and Haryana. But soon after 9 to 10 months, we burnt all our cash and ran out of money. So we couldn't survive. We didn't have any money to pay to our employees, even to ourselves. So we have to close it. We had to close it down. After a few months, then I started working on a health tech project where I wanted to open an e-pharma, a platform for online supply of medicines at home. So I can proudly say that we were the pioneers of online medicine delivery in Ludhiana city, in whole Punjab. I raised some investment. I roped in few investors in my company, had a successful run for 1 year. But again, unfortunately, we had to close it down due to some personal reasons. But these 2 failures made me much stronger than the previous things I had in my life. I went on to again understanding the other aspects of the healthcare. Because these 2 sectors, healthcare and education, has always attracted me. I wanted to do something in this, but due to my academics, I was on the other side of the profession, which was really of not my interest. So back in 2018, we built a startup, Cario. So it was again a startup which was providing home care services to elders, to patient. We were doing quite good. On the second day of launch, I roped in 2 corporate hospitals of Punjab. That was a very big achievement for us. We built that startup without a single money in pocket. We just called in few people and requested them that we have started this. Why don't you try our services? So we generated a revenue of 1 lakh on second day, and with that money we registered the company and we started our journey. But soon after 4 months, we realized that every day dealing with the patients, hospitals, seeing patients in the ICUs, emergencies, seeing every day someone is dying was very heartbreaking. So that's when we pivoted to the yoga care services, fitness services at home. So proudly I could say that we were again the pioneers of these services, where people were booking yoga trainers for their home, fitness trainers through our mobile app. Then we launched it in the Gurgaon. There we realized that for a tier 2 city like Ludhiana, we were the pioneers. But for a place where already these startups were there from last 5 to 6 years, who were working in the same area, we couldn't survive the competition there. So we had a lot of pivots in our mind that we wanted to do some research in the diabetes management, but couldn't go ahead with it. So finally had to close the Cario down. So after all these 3 failures, my morale was totally down. Any support from the family or friends I was not expecting anything. But to my surprise, my family has always stood by me. That was really a fascinating thing, which is really a great thing for a human being to keep walking in his path. So there I took a little halt for a year where I worked in a Ludhiana based angel network which invests money into the startups. I worked there as a regional director where I got a very great opportunity to understand the startup ecosystem from a different angle, from an investor's point of view. So finally working with them for 1 year. So back in June 2020, the entrepreneurial bug again bit me. So this time I wanted to jump into something which is really useful for a community, again for the student communities. That was my again new jump onto the education sector. So we did a research this time, learning from the past experience. We spoke to a lot of recruiters, talent acquisition people, corporates, a lot of tech startups, and a lot of student communities. So I found my team virtually during the time of COVID on LinkedIn. I never met my team, even my co-founder personally, but I made the whole team virtually on LinkedIn. So it's just four months down the line. We are a platform for 5,000 students and now launching in 2 more cities. Currently we are in Punjab, Bangalore and Gurgaon, but now we'll also be expanding it to other cities and overseas well. So this was my all journey about building a startups, then failing them, learning a lot of things, then again went on to building something new, which was something very heartbreaking for me, but the support given by my family members was really something that was keeping me alive. That actually made the fire burned in my belly that yes, I don't have to stop, I have to keep going, right? So I believe when you are building your startup or walking on the journey where no one is with you, right, you have to keep a belief on yourself, and those who already have a belief on you like you do on yourself will join you on that journey. Rest, anything is inconsiderable in that. So my advice for aspiring entrepreneurs, young guys who are looking to build a startup or build their own companies without their parents' money or want to do something different, this road is quite dark. It is not as shown in the media, in the social media, that every other day some startup is raising money, raising investment, and Flipkart become the $16 billion company. But it takes a lot of determination and gut to build such a big company and reach there where these companies are now.